And looks out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so chi sao technically means sticky hands, and that would traditionally mean that you're actually moving around more, striking, trapping. So sticking hands is more the fighting aspect where you do the combat stuff. Looks out is more rolling arms. So you're just rolling to develop your stance, your structure, and your state under dynamic pressure. Because you already work on developing your stance, your structure, and your state in your form training. This is also a tool for developing your Wing Chun power, right? The forms. But now you're doing it with a partner. So this is dynamic. So Luk Sao is just rolling. Chi Sao is more like sparring. Make sense?
I feel like my mind is almost too dense, if that makes sense, at times. My emotion. Like, it's almost, I don't want to say trapped in the lower fields, but the lower fields are like leeching onto the state I'm trying to achieve.
So look, Noah's taking it to the level of consciousness, meaning, you know, we know the map of consciousness. We have lower fields. We have shame, grief, anger, pride, and then we come up into courage, truth, love, joy, freedom, peace, enlightenment, acceptance, reason. So we've got the lower fields of consciousness and you've got the higher fields of consciousness. What Noah is saying is that he feels the lower, more dense ones are creeping into his state. So what do you think you can use then?
Letting go.
Okay. So letting go is, and sinking is how we dissolve lower fields of energy. And you think, okay, why does this even matter? We're doing Kung Fu, John. Because the spirit, the mind, the emotions, and the body are linked, right? We have, you know, physical, energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual, right? As parts of ourself, but they're all one, right? They're all one. So if we're having negative or lower thoughts and emotions, your body will react, meaning your body will become tense. For example, the big thing that kind of made me go aha with this was at my master's house. He was teaching all of us the same method, right? The same method to all of us. So maybe different ways to teach the same method. Some he might look, some he might touch, some he might stand near, some he might use words, but the same method, right? But some people would get worse and training a lot, and some people would get better training a little. So it kind of doesn't make sense, right? Like it's like if we all ate the same, like if we all ate the same food every day, we'd expect us to start to grow our bodies in the same way, right? If we're all eating 20 Big Macs, we'd all expect to get fat, right? But for some reason, people were getting better and people were getting worse. And it really was an aha moment for me when I learned about the levels of consciousness. Because I reflected on the people that would get worse or the people that didn't get better at all, they had a lower level of consciousness. They were more angry, more prideful, more negative, more complaining. And the people that would get really good, like this one lady, Ada, she'd get really good very quickly. She was so loving. And one time we asked her, like, what does it feel like when they're a state? She said, it feels like love, literally. So even though this seems a bit airy-fairy, your mental and emotional condition influences your state. So Noah's saying, oh, I feel my mind is a bit dense. I feel the lower emotions and thoughts coming in while I'm trying to do state. That's actually a good observation, you know, because then he's noticing, okay, the blockages to him going deeper into state. My master was always joyful. He had this wise, he was very wise, so he always knew what was going on with Wing Chun, of course, but he also had a very joyful energy all the time. So if you watch any of his content, he's often laughing, right? He had this deep sense of wisdom, not only in the way he spoke, but the depth of his voice as well. Like, it was very, like the guys who've seen it, right? So, which says that he was at a higher level of consciousness, around 400 or 500. So Noah's problem is, I'm feeling a bit dense. I'm feeling that it's blocking my state. So once again, what would you use?
Just letting go.
Yeah? What else?
Realignment to my intention.
Okay. Realignment with intention, so your point of focus, right? And remember, the way we train it is that we sense our center as we bring our intention. If your intention is power or freedom or flowingness or love or whatever it is, you sense your center as you bring your intention. Because my master was teaching us how to get a flow of energy through our center, remember? So he'd get us to rise energy through our center. And the better the quality of the energy would be, the better the rise someone would have, in my observation. So you want to have a good quality of energy. So Noah can center and align with his intention, or let go. For those of you who haven't read Letting Go yet, read the book Letting Go. It'll give you two main things. Number one, the context of the levels of consciousness, so you'll know what the different levels are, but also how to let go on each level and what the system is for it. Like, how do you actually let go of a negative emotion? Like, I'm sure we've all had negative emotions, right? Yeah? You can say, yeah? When a negative emotion rises, sometimes you kind of get stuck in it, right? You just kind of, you can't stop thinking about it. You're playing that story over in your head. You get stuck in that emotion. This book teaches you how to let it go, which is important because one of the main things my master would always say was fong song, yeah? Relax, but also like to let go, right? To let go, to relax. So you want to learn to let go and relax in life, but also in the moment. So as you're training, how do you let go, right? Because if you can let go mentally and emotionally, it's much easier to let go physically because the body follows the mind. Who's seen The Matrix? You know, seen The Matrix? Yeah? Part of it. There's that scene where it's like, if you die in the Matrix, do you die here? It's like, yes, the body can't live without the mind. Similar.
I have a question.
Sure.
Like during especially during sparring, how can I flow better? Because usually I'm tense.
Yeah, sure. Good question. So the question is, how do I flow better in sparring? Yeah, you're very focused. I've noticed, you've got that champion focus, that go champion focus, which is great. But your focus is too intense. So you're kind of like locking your mind on their center, which is a good thing, but your mind's tight a bit. So your mind and your body are locking on. It's not so much of a locking on, it's more of a direction. So the first kind of idea I'm going to suggest to you is that you literally, like Bruce Lee says, be more like water, meaning keep a focus. If you look at water flowing down a stream, right, it's not focused in a tense way, it's just naturally flowing down the stream. So what I'm going to suggest as a starting point is to use the type of focus that you use for watching television, not the type of focus you use for a go match. Because when you play a go match, I'm assuming you're quite hyper-focused, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell because even your eyes kind of go like, that psycho eyes, you kind of go, So you guys notice that too? Yeah. But that's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just you want to soften it. So I'm going to suggest you soften your focus and think like you're watching a television screen. Like, when you watch TV, you stay focused on it, but you're not tense. You're just watching it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. More like that as opposed to, an Australian Championship go match. For now, because you've got a kind of locked onness, which is great. We don't want to lose that, but we just want to soften your focus as a starting point. Further to that, that's the one thing. So firstly, look at it in a more gentle way, like you're casually observing. The next piece that I'd suggest is focus on syncing when you're doing your state training. So syncing is the potentiator of relaxation. Syncing is that downward flowing of energy through your system, kind of like alignment with gravity. So first thing, like you're watching TV. Second thing, play around with the syncing. So as you sense your body now, you can direct the downward flow through your system. It's like you're sensing deeply in your system, So, I think you're doing really well. I think you're going to be spectacular at this as you continue on with your training, because you're 7 weeks in now?
Yes.
7 weeks only, and you've already got a very good focus, just a few bits and pieces to continue to work on as we go. Good. Alrighty, any other questions, observations, or discussion points? Okay, thank you. Thank you.